Hello and welcome to the Unexplained Archives, the place you come to get your weekly dose of spooky. I am one of your hosts, Jen.
Hi, Jen. I'm Jamie, the other host.
Hello, other host. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing really good. I am, like you, in the Halloween spirit.
I'm just giddy. I'm giddy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's a
I've,
great
I've
time of
put
year.
out my pumpkins and well, my birthday was last week and that's all I
Yes.
wanted to do was to go shopping for Halloween and fall decorations. And I got it and I got my fall planters set up outside my
Mhm.
house and they look beautiful and I got to dig in the dirt and it was the best day.
That's
Got my
great.
pumpkin set up and
Yeah.
candles and getting it looking spooky up in there. I'll send some pictures at some point.
Okay. Yeah, good deal. Good, good. And
I love it.
happy birthday to you. We kind of
Thank
like
you.
the last episode kind of came out before and this will come out after, so your birthday kind of landed in between.
That's okay.
But I'm
It's
so
my
glad.
birthday month. That's what I
Yeah,
always say. It's my birthday month,
absolutely.
right?
That's how it
Just
is for
keep the
it's
party going.
yes. There's no reason to just celebrate one day. I think it should be several days, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Take a
That's
whole month.
right.
No, I love
I
it.
love it.
That's awesome. Well, good. Well, I'm glad you've got everything set up for Halloween. I know
Yes.
we are ready over here. Hayden and I have been doing some our Halloween activities as well. Last weekend we went up to Flint, Michigan, and to the Huckleberry Railroad they have there.
Nice.
I had never been. I've known about it forever, and I've never gone. And it's very cool. They had everything decorated for Halloween, and they had a trick-or-treating event. Hayden is a banana this year, um,
Oh, cool. I
full
love
banana
it.
costume. And yeah, so it's a neat little place where it has like historic homes and general stores, just very old timey. And then they had everything set up and ready for Halloween. And then they also have, it's not just a clever name, there's a train there. And we were able to go for a train ride around, and it went through like a forest area. They had it all decorated. I mean, it was just really cool.
That sounds so fun. I
So
love trains too. I
I
just
have
love it.
to say, this might have been my first train I've ever been on.
Wow.
I
It's
know.
fun. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
It was really cool. So, yeah, he had a great time doing that. And then here in town, they did like already an early like trick-or-treating event we have
Oh,
like a
cool.
little putt-putt place in town, and they set that all up. It was just a great place to trick-or-treat. And yeah, you go
How
through the different
fun.
halls. Yeah, like local businesses really kind of helped sponsor it, and they brought candy, and you
Yeah.
could stop at the different, areas and trick or treat.
Again, I feel like Halloween should be the whole month of October. So there you go.
That's
And
why
I'm
I
always
love fall.
sad when November 1st rolls around and
Yeah,
I'm like, "Ugh, not Halloween season
I know.
anymore."
It's true. It's true. I have a feeling a lot of our listeners feel the same way.
Yeah,
It's just the best time of year, I think.
it is.
So, yeah, it's
It's
been great.
awesome. We're
Mhm.
actually having our family pumpkin carving
Oh,
tomorrow. So my
I
sister
love
sets
that.
up tables outside and we all bring our pumpkins and there's like 20 of us and my brother-in-law gets his like skill saw and cuts the tops off
Oh,
for everybody and it's just awesome.
I
And so
love
I
that.
decided I had a typo. I was telling, I think it was my sister or someone that I was picking up my pimpkin. I was trying to say pumpkin and I said pimpkin.
Yes.
So my pumpkin is going to be a pimpkin this year. I've got a pimp hat and some glasses and some feathers for the hat.
That's amazing. You need to get
So,
some mini pumpkins to go with it, right? I mean,
yeah.
he needs to have,
Yeah. Totally.
workers, right?
Some like bright lipstick. It was gonna be great.
Yeah, that's that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So
So that's
good.
going on tomorrow. So I'm excited. This whole month is just my kind of thing. So I'm
That's
excited.
great. Oh, I love that. That's a fun activity. Yeah, I mean, we always try to find something good. I mean, every time, every weekend, there's something going on, or even during the week too, which is
Yeah,
nice. I think it's great. So,
I do too. Do you dress up for Halloween?
I haven't, I'm going to this year. My friend Mandy I was going to be a minion. I thought that would go good with
Oh,
Hayden's banana.
yeah.
However, I was telling my friend Mandy, and she's like, "Oh, I have a monkey costume. I can loan it to you.
Oh,
You could
cool.
be a monkey, and he could be a banana." So, yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna dress up as a monkey because I do have Hayden. His dad and I exchange holidays. We go back and forth, and this year I have Hayden for trick or treating. So, yes, we're going.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How about you? Are you going to be dressing up?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I want to. I always want to, but I feel like I wait too long to make a
Okay, sure.
decision. And
Yeah,
then I usually, if I do dress up, it's just something that I whip up at the last minute, you
sure,
know? But
sure.
it usually turns out okay, but
Okay.
I could put more effort into it, I guess. But my mom has a big Halloween thing, and she has a very long, dark driveway
Okay.
and it goes up kind of a circle and
All
it's
right.
a big long driveway and so she goes all out and my brothers get involved and the kids and they set up like there's chainsaws which how I feel about
Right,
that but
right.
it's scary so people jump out at trick-or-treaters when they're coming and
Okay,
it just is awesome so
that's so cool.
yeah so that's going to
Okay.
be our big Halloween event and then the next day is something that we get to do
We are.
together.
Yes, yes. We're meeting kind of in the middle. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit closer, but we're meeting
Yeah.
we're meeting and
Yes.
we're going to be in Atlanta, Indiana. And so day after Halloween, we are going to be investigating at the Rhodes Hotel.
Yes. I'm
I'm
so excited
excited.
about it.
We have a group coming with us, including Austin Kraska.
Yes.
We got Austin coming out from Ohio. We have your family is coming,
Hmm.
so from
Hmm.
Arkansas. We have
Yeah.
my friend Amy coming out from Pennsylvania. I mean, this is just like
This is going to be fun.
it's gonna be great.
Yes.
It's gonna
I
be
know.
great.
I'm so excited. I
Yeah,
can't wait. So
I
that's
can't
coming up
wait.
so fast. And I feel like we've been talking about it forever and it's finally almost
Yeah,
here.
it's about here. I can't even believe it because when I booked the hotel, it just seemed like, oh, that's for November 1st. That's forever away.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And here
just
it
a couple
is.
weeks away. Yes.
Yeah, here it is.
So here
Woo!
we are. Here we
I
are.
know.
But yeah, super excited about doing
Woo.
that. So you guys can look forward to that. Jamie and I kind of still need to get a game plan of what exactly we're doing, but I
Yeah.
think we're gonna do maybe some live
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually record a lot of things, a lot of the investigation. So fun stuff coming up ahead, and you guys that at home will be able to see. So we're excited about
Yes.
that.
Yeah, and we'll let you know if it'll be on YouTube, but we'll for
Yes.
sure have it on Instagram,
Right.
and all of that. So we'll have stuff for you to check out.
Yeah, to view. Hopefully we'll catch some ghosts. That would
Yes, I hope so.
that would make for an excellent Halloween.
Yes, it would.
Be a real
That's
deal.
awesome.
So before I get started on our topic today, I do want to say if you tuned in last week and we talked about the Paracon out of
Yes.
Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, I have not gone because in my mind, Sault Ste. Marie is just so far, far away from me. It's in the Upper Peninsula. I mean, you're almost to Canada. You could just jump into
Right.
water and swim right to Canada. That's how close.
Yes.
And so in my mind, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's forever. So I looked it up because I was curious, and it's only about 5 hours from me.
Oh, wow.
Not terrible. And so
Not terrible.
here in next weekend, I'm actually going, Hayden and I are going to Louisville, Kentucky.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yes, I had found out about this whole, they do this, it's like a jack-o'-lantern, a luminary, like forest at an amphitheater in Louisville.
That
And
sounds so fun.
yeah, if anybody out there is listening from Kentucky, tell us, please, if you've gone. but I had heard about it last year and I kind of wanted to go last year, but it just seemed a little, I just wasn't prepared. But I was
Yeah,
like, I've been thinking about it all year and I thought, oh, I'm like, Louisville is not that far away from where I'm
right.
at in Michigan. It is 5 hours away.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious.
So I said, if I drive 5 hours to get to Kentucky, I can drive 5 hours to Paracon.
Yes.
So
And
I
when
just
is
have to go.
Paracon?
It's August.
August. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that
So
would be a
Jamie,
good
think about
thought to
coming in
plan.
August.
I'm thinking about it. I'm
Okay.
thinking about it.
All right, we've got
That's
some
not,
time.
yes.
Some time. But I was like, if I'm gonna drive all the way to Kentucky and it takes 5 hours, I can drive five
Yeah.
hours north and
Yes.
go to
At
Paracon.
least it's not in the winter time. That would be
Oh
rough
God,
to go
forget
to
it.
the UP
No, I wouldn't
in
do
the
it.
winter time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Make it
August,
more sense.
totally doable.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be beautiful up there. I think it would be amazing. And the Upper
Yes.
Peninsula is beautiful. I'm not anti-Northern Michigan at all. It is fantastic. It's a magical place. But just for some reason in my head, it seems like it's a 2-day trip. I don't know
I
why.
know. But it's weird though, because I was looking at some points in Michigan and
Yeah.
some places
Hmm.
it takes just as long to drive there from Ann Arbor as it does for me to drive from Ann Arbor to Arkansas.
Right. Right.
It's nuts. It was like 12 hours to some places in the
Yes.
UP.
Yeah. And that was my
What?
thinking. I was just,
It
but
blows my
when it,
mind.
yeah, and that's the thing. And I just assumed everything was 12 hours in the Upper Peninsula from all the way. I really am. I'm almost on the border of Ohio, so I'm very
Right.
in Michigan, and so it just seemed like forever. But I can do 5 hours easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Easy peasy.
We
That's
got
right.
this, right?
Yes. Okay, that's awesome. I'm
Yes,
excited
yes.
about that.
So I had to give
Cool,
an
cool.
update because I immediately was like, I need to look it up after I
Yeah.
got my mouth out about, oh, it's forever away. So it's not
That's
that bad.
awesome.
It's not that
Woo.
bad.
Okay, August, here we come.
Here we come,
Sue,
Paracon.
Sue, here we come.
You're right. The Sioux.
Sue.
All right. Well, today's topic. Not sure why I haven't done this sooner because I talk about them a lot. But today's episode, we are diving into Ouija boards.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, if you are an avid listener or watcher, you know Jen loves a Ouija board.
Yes. How many do you have? I have to ask that question before we get started.
Sure, I really only own three.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was thinking you had more.
I know I should have more. You would think I had more.
Yeah.
But I just have the three, and honestly, the one I just got the Salem,
Oh,
Massachusetts Ouija board. I just showed not too, a few
yes.
weeks ago. Just got that here in town, which was really cool. So that was really my third Ouija board.
Okay.
I have a Stranger Things Ouija board that I actually found on Facebook Marketplace.
How cool.
I was just going through and I saw it and they wanted $5 and I said, yeah, that sounds good to me. So I went with
Yeah, for
Ouija board.
sure.
So if you've been listening, yes, I love a Ouija board. I own Ouija boards. I do not use the Ouija boards. Jamie doesn't use a Ouija board either.
No,
No.
no, nope, no more. No more. I have, but
Yes, I have. I have. I was probably a teenager the last time I used a Ouija board. I think that was the last time I
yeah,
used Ouija board. Yeah.
smart, smart.
Yes, I just and we're going to talk about some of the reasons. Think of today as a cautionary tale
Yes.
why you don't want to use a Ouija board. Um,
Yes, I'm excited to hear about.
Yeah, I have some stories that are proclaimed to be true. I'm going to share them. And I look at this as like a giant warning as to why you should not be using a Ouija board. So don't try this at home. We're just going to talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I thought, let's start out. Kind of wanted to learn myself a little bit of the history of the Ouija board. Like, how did it come about? I think we all just kind of know about the classic Ouija boards. You can go to your local toy store or walk into a Walmart in the game section and it's probably there. They're kind of easy to come by.
Yes, you see them everywhere in the toy section, and that always blows my mind that they're there.
So the Ouija boards actually came about during the late 1890s. During that time, spiritualism was a huge movement. People were taking an interest in the occult, the metaphysical, communicating with the dead in general. It was common for people to have seances or visit tarot card readers and mediums. It was just during a time where people, like, this was nothing shameful. People weren't, they didn't care what other people thought if they went to see a medium. I love looking at old photographs from during times of seances. I love these photographs where you can actually see like people who have like ectoplasm, these
Yes.
mediums where they have ectoplasm coming out of their mouths and noses and things like that. I mean, this was a thing and it was
Yep.
no big whoop. This is what people did.
Nope.
So this was during the time when the Ouija board, aka a talking board, spirit board, witch board, whatever you would like to call it, was born. Spiritualists in the US believed that the dead were able to contact the living. They started using something called a talking board to create faster communication, right? So this was a good way people could quickly, they could spell everything out, they could talk with their dead loved ones. Um, these were actually created in spiritualist camps in Ohio during 1886.
Oh,
Found that really interesting. So this is actually
yeah.
like a Midwest thing here. And Elijah Bond, he was a Baltimore attorney, and he's the one who patented the board in 1891. And he kind of picked up on this from these particular camps in Ohio. Charles Kennard, he led the Kennard Novelty Company, and they're the ones that actually manufactured the first talking boards. Kennard was inspired by reports of talking boards used by the spiritualists around 1886. And although he was not necessarily the inventor, William Fuld took over that company and is the one credited for popularizing the Ouija board as a commercial game through like clever marketing. And
That's
if you
so
actually,
interesting.
yeah, and if you actually look on the boxes of Ouija boards, it will actually have William Fold's name on it. Now, Ouija itself, and I say Ouija,
I say Ouija.
you say
Oh,
Ouija.
I say Ouija board. Yeah, I was wondering if that would come out in this episode.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard people say Ouija,
Yes,
and that's how it's spelled.
totally how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do
So
you know the proper?
I don't.
I don't
No.
either.
I mean, it's tomato, tomato. As far as
Yeah,
I know right now, I don't even know why we would say Ouija. It doesn't, I mean, with it
I
ending in
know.
A, don't even know where that came from.
No, I don't
So
either.
yeah, and,
Hmm.
and like you, I was hoping to hear, or read the same, maybe a
Yeah,
better way, but so this
no.
is how it's spelled and this is how I say it. So I'm just going to continue saying Ouija. I'm sure everybody out there has their own way of saying
Yeah.
it. Some people don't even use Ouija at all because Ouija is actually a trademark of Hasbro, which was
Oh,
invented. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And
So
Hasbro
they
and
were just talking boards
talking
before,
boards. Yeah.
talking
Spirit
boards? Yeah.
boards. So even
Okay.
today, a lot of people just reference it as talking board or a spirit board, like I said, or a witch board. Um,
Oh,
but Hasbro inherited this from Parker Brothers. But it's used, the word Ouija is just kind of a generic way of talking about that, just saying like a talking board, a Ouija board.
right.
And I
Okay.
do it too. It's the same as like saying, I guess like jacuzzi, right? For a hot
Right.
tub. I mean, jacuzzi is like a brand.
Right. That's
I
true.
still will say,
Yep.
I'm gonna, go into the jacuzzi.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
yes.
Yep.
So just like a Ouija board, right? Uh,
Exactly.
very similar, right? So the board actually got its name from a medium by the name of Helen Peters Nosworthy, and she just flat out asked the board herself, "What is your name? What do you want to be called?" As she used it,
Really?
and it spelled out this word, Ouija.
That
And
is so cool. I didn't
isn't that
know
interesting?
that.
So the Ouija board named itself, and eventually they tried to figure out. She asked, like, "What does that word even mean?" And it replied, "Good luck."
Huh.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some would
Okay.
say it's not good luck.
Right.
So I
It
wanted to bring,
lied.
right, right, which is
It
not
lied.
uncommon. They can lie.
Exactly.
So I decided to bring out this old relic right here. There
Oh,
it is.
that's an old one.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
OG right here. This is it.
Yep.
This is the one my parents bought for me when I was probably like 8 years old.
Wow.
Just totally appropriate because if you look here, and it still says Parker Brothers
Okay.
on mine,
Yeah. Eight
eight,
to adults.
8 to adult. So it was
Yep.
totally cool. My parents bought this for me because at 8 you can totally start conjuring up the dead. There's
Oh, yeah,
eight is
for
the eight
sure.
is the number. But
Start young,
yeah. So yeah, so I'm just for those who are listening, I'm just showing off my Ouija board. Here it is. I mean, it's just the
Yes.
classic way it
Classic.
looks. Right.
It's
You've got your letters, you've got your numbers, you have your yes and your no, and then goodbye at the bottom. And I'm looking this one. Yeah, sure enough, this one even says Parker Brothers on the bottom,
wow.
right?
It's in great shape. Good job.
This is yeah, yeah. It's doing good. The box, the top doesn't, it's got, a little bit. But overall,
Yeah.
I mean, because I started to thinking about it and I was like, this is probably like 40 years old.
Uh-huh.
So it's doing pretty good. Hasn't been used in decades.
Right. Hey, what does the small lettering say right above Ouija and then right under Ouija?
Oh, it actually right up here, it says William Fold. There he is.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah. Talking board.
Talking board. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, the mystifying
very
oracles.
cool. I've never noticed that
I
before.
know, right? And it said it too on the cover too. I think it even says the William Fold. Yeah, William Fold talking board set.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So you have that, and then you have this fancy little number that comes with it, which is
Mm-hmm.
a planchette. So this is what you use to place over the letter, write in the letters, and you begin. Everyone puts their fingers right on the planchette, and you begin to ask your questions, and it should move on its own. The spirits will help guide it to where it needs to be and help you answer any questions you may have. So there it is. This this is an antique here.
I love it.
So it's been long debated that if it even works at all, right? Of course, you're going to have the people out there who say this is crazy, that doesn't work, no big deal. Um, and there's actually a psychological concept which they call ideomotor effect. And this is actually a studied phenomenon in which your body is said to move according to your subconscious will, right? So you
Hmm.
think
Okay.
it might be just happening right in front of you. So, yes, another person who's even using the board with you, even if they want to mess around with you, there's also the possibility that they're actually guiding this planchette and they're not even aware that they're doing it. So this is
Right.
actually a
Hmm.
study that's been done, and they've actually
Yes.
had people come in, they've pretended and made up a ghost, and they'll say, try to bring that person to the board, and suddenly, they're getting answers from this person, right?
Right.
So, I mean, of course, the Ouija board is going to always be a great debate. Is this something that is just a pretend device that you can move, or someone else is moving it along, or your subconscious is helping it move along, whatever the case may be? Or is this truly something that can be used to communicate with the dead? I mean, Jamie, do you have any thoughts on this at all?
Um, I believe both can happen. I
Sure.
do believe it can be manipulated,
Mhm.
but personally, I have, the experience of when Casper used it at my house. There's no there's no explaining what happened there. It was too much for me to not think that it was legit.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
sure.
But and when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, we played with them, my friends and I, And, who knows, it's like we're so, susceptible to things, to scare, we really got into it. And so I don't know, back then, but definitely when the paranormal investigators did it at my house, it was definitely not manipulated.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you're completely right. This could go either way. Um, I have some stories that I thought we could talk about. Like I said, these are said to be true tales of people's experiences with their talking boards. And, you know, take it as you will. Here is what I'm going to say. I have to give a warning because I don't want anybody to run out and now go get a Ouija board and start conjuring up the dead and get something and be like, Jen said it was okay. No.
Right.
I'm giving a warning.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home. We just want to, these are cautionary tales that we're telling today because
Yes,
listen, I don't know. I think it definitely is a tool that can be used. Why not? A recording device can be used as a tool
right,
to communicate with the dead. What else? Dowsing rods can be used
right.
as a tool to communicate with the dead. Why would something like this be any different?
Crystal ball,
Yeah,
you know.
all kinds of things. I mean,
Yes,
honestly, these are just tools that can be used to communicate with the dead. I can't explain why the Ouija board itself feels so extra scary than say
it
like
does.
a dowsing rod, for example.
Right.
People don't say we have to get rid of our dowsing rods. We can't, don't touch a dowsing rod while using, while trying to communicate. But something about the Ouija board feels so like it's, possessed
Ominous.
or yeah,
Yes,
totally ominous, right?
yes.
Um, yeah. So listen, people use different types of things to communicate with the deceased all the time. I'm just saying, let's not let's not take a risk here. So don't you these are just stories. Maybe the
That's
stories
right.
will be so scary you'll be like, I'm never touching a Ouija board ever. I just don't want people to like hear the stories and go, that sounds kind of cool. Like let's do
Right. Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
And although I own some and I love the collection I have and I will probably buy more, I just kind of have them. I don't really use them. So here we go. All right, you ready for some scary
I
stories?
am ready.
Okay. All right. This story is about the Ouija spirit that never left. So, one evening when she was in high school, Sherry decided to use a Ouija with her friends. Nothing seemed to happen, so they just gave up, right? They weren't getting any answers, nothing was going on, so there's like, forget it. What they would discover later was that the Ouija board actually did work. So weird stuff in the house began to happen ever since that night. So nothing was actually doing while they were conducting all the questions. The spirits decided to mess with them afterwards. So they now think that the board is now working. And to this day, the things have not stopped in their house. Sherry is now 29 years old, so it's been this long. From
Wow.
Iowa, yes. They've had glasses move right across the table by themselves. A spoon and a cup will stir around the coffee aggressively, and no one will be near it touching it. And then the sound of footsteps leading from upstairs into the living room entrance has never stopped. So they hear
Wow.
footsteps going up and down the stairs
That's creepy.
regularly. Right. And that's just from using the Ouija board once. And it's still there, like what, 15 years later?
That's insane. Now, did they get rid of the Ouija board?
No,
Ouija board?
no.
Okay.
They
So
just,
they kept it. Okay.
yes,
All right.
yes. And as far as I know, they haven't brought anybody in to try and get the
The
spirit to leave the house or
cleansing.
something like that. Right. It's just like a
Ew.
regular occurrence in the house, just from one use of the
Huh.
Ouija board.
One time. That's
Hmm.
nuts.
Hmm. Yes. So this next story I called the flamethrower. And some Ouija board stories can be actually kind of violent. So you have to, another reason to be super careful because you don't know who you're talking to and what you're
Right.
bringing in. So when Anna was in high school, she had a sleepover with a bunch of her friends. One of them, Brianna, wanted to use the Ouija board to contact her grandfather, who had recently passed away. So the friends set up the board, turned off the lights, lit a candle. They called upon the spirit of her grandfather, but when they did, the candle suddenly threw itself directly at Anna. They all decided it probably was not the spirit of her grandfather. so,
Right.
so that is the other thing. Even though you might be calling somebody in, that doesn't necessarily mean that's who you're going to get.
No,
You have to be careful. And here's the other thing. And this is how I like to think about it. Just because you die and you cross over and it's your spirit doesn't make you suddenly like a good person necessarily. I mean, these are
that's
humans.
true.
And so you also have to be careful because, spirits will lie. And, I could see myself after in the afterlife, having some fun with it a little, right? Like, wouldn't you want to
Yeah.
kind of just like
Right.
mess around a little bit with the living?
Yeah. Right. I bet you keep your personality, and
That's
just
what I'm
want to
saying.
like poke some people.
Right. Like, what if you were like a practical joker
Yeah.
on, here on Earth, and then you cross over?
Yeah.
I don't, why wouldn't that? You know what I mean? So it's not like
Exactly.
you suddenly become a saint once
Right.
you leave this world either. So you have to be careful who you're talking to because they might want to
That's true.
mess around with you. So yeah.
That's
So
true.
you never know what you're going to get. So another reason to be super careful when you're using a Ouija board. So this next story is crazy. This is a true story. This is about Carol Sue Elvaker. February of 2001, 53-year-old Carol Sue Elvaker is arrested for stabbing her 34-year-old son-in-law, Brian Roach, as he slept. Her
Oh
reasoning is a Ouija board told her to do it.
my gosh.
Right. So Carol and her daughter, Tammy Sue, and Tammy's two daughters, who were then at the time they were 15 and 10, they were playing with the Ouija board while Brian was asleep. The Ouija board informed them that Brian was evil and he needed to die. So Carol decided to take it upon herself to be the one to do it. And then when she came out after doing that, it sounds like she then tried to attempt to kill her 10-year-old granddaughter
Oh my
as
gosh.
well. So after this, the four of them, so Carol, her daughter Tammy, the two, her two granddaughters, they jump in the car and they take off heading towards Tulsa. This all took place in
Oh
Oklahoma.
wow.
Mhm. Yes. And Carol decides that she needs to kill all of them as she's driving the
Oh my
car.
gosh.
So she purposely crashes into a car, like a road sign as they're going down the expressway. Carol ended up having two broken ankles. Everybody else seemed to be okay. Obviously, they were all, shaken up about the incident.
Yeah.
Once they got out of the car, Carol then unsuccessfully, thank goodness, then tried to push her 15-year-old granddaughter out into traffic.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
This is horrible.
Just crazy, right? This is all
Yeah.
after just playing the Ouija board. Um,
Wow.
so then Carol, with her two broken ankles, takes her clothes off, jumps the highway median, and then runs into an area nearby, like a wooded area nearby.
What? This
Yeah.
is insane.
It's so crazy, right? Eventually,
Yes.
police find her hiding in the woods, and she took off because she claims she went running because she said whatever evil that came from the board, or not from the board, but from Brian. This is what the board
Yeah.
had told her that the evil had
Right.
now come out of Brian and was now in her.
Oh no.
Right? Yeah. Don't you hate when that happens? It's the worst.
Yes. Well, I
So,
mean, it had to go somewhere,
right? I know that's exactly right.
Whew.
And here's the deal. Carol has had zero history of mental illness. There's no drug or alcohol issues, no domestic problems in the past. This is just like a weird
Yes.
one-off situation. So it's like, how
That
is somebody messing with a Ouija board and then trying to kill her
suddenly.
grandchildren and ends up killing her son-in-law? I mean,
Yeah.
crazy to me.
That was going to be my next question is if she had a history of mental illness or anything else in her past that would have, triggered her in some way. But it sounds like this came on suddenly.
Hmm?
So,
Makes you
uh,
wonder. Makes you wonder.
yeah.
Eventually, Carol was found not guilty by reason of insanity.
Oh, wow.
They actually had sent her to a psychiatric hospital. Now, I looked, I was trying to see if she was still there or if she had been released. There are no records found, and that is probably because a lot of that stuff can be, I mean, it should be kept
Mhm.
private.
Right.
So we don't know for certain, and no one has really reported on that. So we don't know if she has been released since then or if she's still there.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Tammy Roach, the daughter, was actually charged with accessory to murder and enabling child abuse because here's
Oh,
what
wow.
happened. After the stabbing, Tammy hid the knife and she actually didn't do anything to help her dying husband. Like they all just took off.
Wow. Yeah.
Like they thought
Hmm.
that this is, I mean, at no point did she try to stop her mother from
Right.
stabbing her husband. So that didn't look really good. And they eventually, and the same with what did I think I also said that she was also charged with enabling child abuse as well,
Yes.
because here her mother just stabbed, her husband, but they all take the kids and
Right.
go
And take
off
off
together.
together. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but eventually the prosecutors dropped the accessory charge because basically because Carol was found not guilty, they didn't really feel like at that point you can't really charge someone for accessory when someone has not actually been
Right.
charged or doing crime for that actual murder. So they just
Yeah.
dropped that. However, Tammy pled guilty to the child abuse charge and she was in jail for a year.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is all because of a night with a Ouija board.
Wow. It just blows my mind. That's a
Right.
lot. That's a
That is
lot.
a lot. And here's what gets me too. Hearing this story, let's say for a second we did get out the Ouija board and it's telling us certain things. Like, at what point do you go, okay, that sounds like a good idea. I should go
Yeah.
kill this person because a board told me to do that.
Right. It
How do
makes
you?
me think that somehow she was already being controlled, you
Sure,
know,
sure.
before. I mean, I know she said it, whatever was in Brian, is that what the son's
Yeah,
name?
Brian. Mhm.
Brian got into her, but it sounds like she was already being controlled before
Something was happening.
Brian died. Yeah.
Right. Right. And
Oh.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here too. I mean, it did cross my mind. What if this is just some crazy story that was made up? Is this something that maybe Tammy as her daughter was like, I don't want to be married anymore? I mean, that
Mm,
crossed my mind, right? That
right.
this is some kind of plot and somehow
Yes.
this was their excuse. But even then, I'm kind of like, wow, how would that work? But it did. It did. I mean, she didn't
Yeah.
go to jail. It worked. All she
Right.
said was a Ouija board told me to do this, and she went to a psychiatric hospital instead of prison.
Right. I mean, I guess, if she was acting, she did a good job. She committed to the role of acting crazy and that got her out of the murder.
Right.
So if she was acting, she went to the extreme, you
Exactly.
know?
Yes. And
So,
so the thing though that does get me is why was she attempting to then kill everybody in the car,
yeah,
attempting to kill her grandchildren?
right.
I mean, what,
This is
so
the evil stuff. I mean, this is,
yes,
definitely whatever was controlling her was definitely demonic. I mean, it had to be,
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Ugh.
yes. Which leads us to our next story, which is, the most famous Ouija demon of all. Are you familiar at all with Zozo, the
I
demon?
have heard of Zozo.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually the story of Darren Evans and his, I always say relationship with Zozo the
Yeah.
demon, because they are the best of friends. It sounds like they've been together a long time. They've made
Wow.
it longer than most marriages, so I got to
It's
give it
so
to Darren and
crazy.
Zozo. So back in 1982, Darren Evans of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What is going on
He's
in Tulsa?
I'm telling you, Jamie, they're in your area. They're in your area.
That's wild.
Lock your doors and keep your Ouija
Yes,
boards up. I-
that's right.
So Darren actually found a double-sided Ouija board under his
Ooh.
girlfriend's mom's house. I don't know
Huh.
why he was under the house, but this is his story. One side was your classic board, very much like I just showed. It looked just like that. But when you flipped it over, in the back, it was inscribed with the words Zozo, Z-O-Z-O.
Oh,
And
okay.
around the board under there were jars on either corner of the board with preserved deceased blackbirds.
Wow. So this sounds very witchy
Very
to me.
witchy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um, I would have loved to have had a conversation with the girlfriend's mother, right? I would have been like,
Yes.
what is,
Yeah.
you have to
I'm
wonder.
surprised someone hasn't. That's that's really crazy.
Right. Or maybe she didn't know about it at all and it's been under her home the whole time she's lived there and she was
That's
unaware.
true. Yeah.
So who knows? But I would love to hear more about that.
Yes.
So, of course, after Darren found the board, him and his friends decided to try it out. And the first time he had an encounter on the Ouija board, it went wild and flew between the letters Z-O, Z-O, Z-O. So let's talk a little bit about who Zozo is.
Ooh.
Yes, an ancient demonic entity, but it also uses other aliases. Sometimes, if you're using the Ouija board or if you've heard or read about it, it's also referenced as Zaza, also can be called Mama, a Lily,
Ooh.
Z, Zoz, and Zam.
Okay.
This is actually, I thought of you, Jamie. This is actually who they think may have possessed Roland Doe.
Oh,
Because Roland was said to be using a Ouija board by himself,
right.
right? And then became
Yep.
possessed. That later
That's
led
right.
to the inspiration of The Exorcist,
So
right?
this could have been Zozo.
Could have been Zozo.
Mm,
At first, when you're using the board, you think maybe you're talking to a spirit of a deceased relative. We talked about this before. You think you're talking maybe with somebody else. You can ask questions, and be startled at just how much this spirit seems to know about you or your loved one, anything going on in your life, because it will reply as if it knows everything about you. And then
yes.
suddenly it will start flying around and go from Z-O, 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 right?
Ooh,
Yeah. And then that's when threats will begin. So it may start out nice. You think you're talking with somebody that you know and love. Then the threats begin. The Ouija will actually sometimes spell out obscenities or blasphemies and promise to drag one's firstborn down to hell.
ugh,
Yes. And even the name Zozo has shown up now for over 200 years. This is nothing new.
right.
Obviously, we've heard more and more about it, and I will give credit to Darren Evans for that because he's very open about his story. And a lot of other people have since come out and told their story. But a lot of this is, you can do this now with the internet, right?
Right.
Have these experiences, you can write about them, you put them out there, and you're like, yes, I've had that
Yeah.
experience too. But this is nothing new. 200 years. The oldest Zozo story actually comes from a book from 1816 called The Dictionnaire Infernal by Colin de Plancy. And Duplancy tells the story of a young girl who claimed to be possessed by three demons named Mimi, Capulet, and Zozo. So this was 200 years ago. So,
Yeah.
and even the
That's
story, it was a story that was written, it was supposed to be a true story of this girl who completely claimed that this was happening to her. People would sometimes see her going down the street. You're going to love this, Jamie. Going down the street, sometimes walking on her hands, walking, you know what
no.
I mean? When they show those in the
Mm.
movies and they're
Ah,
walking
hate
on
that.
back
Yeah.
bends and no,
Yeah.
no, don't
That
like
creeps
that.
me out so much.
So this is what is said to have been seen by this young girl. Now, Duplancy, even though he wrote about it, came out later and was like, I don't believe any of it. But I just find it interesting that Zozo was mentioned, and that was one of the
Hmm.
demons she claimed was
Yep.
possessing her. So, also
Right.
too, like if you were using your Ouija board, another sign, a possible sign that Zozo is with you, or anybody who shouldn't be, your
Yes.
planchette will start to do a figure eight movement.
That's what happened at our house.
It really?
Figure eight. Yep. And ours was named Seth,
Yes.
but the it started moving in a figure eight, and then the planchette went off the board and pointed to a camera when we asked if anyone had seen them,
Mm.
during the investigation. If anyone in the house had seen them, it went in a figure eight and then went off and pointed at a camera. And yeah, the figure eight first. So yeah.
There you have it, folks.
Creepy. Mm-hmm.
Figure eight. If it starts doing that, stop.
Yeah.
Take it right to goodbye. Although, listen, heed my first warning where I say don't even get on the board to begin with. Get off the board.
Right.
First and foremost,
Yes. Don't do it. Don't do it.
get off the board. But if
Hmm.
you've gotten on the board and you didn't listen to me, immediately say goodbye because when that thing starts going in a figure eight, that is a sign that it is not a good entity you're dealing with.
Right.
So, yes. So, back to Darren Evans and his experience. Zozo said it had come during the time that they were using the board, that he had come to take Evan's family to paradise. This is what he spelled out. Evans asked what paradise was, and the planchette spelled out the word Hell. He reported also that Zozo spewed some obscenities in what seemed to be either Latin or Hebrew. So he was gonna take everybody to hell. After
Yikes.
this incident
That
with,
freaks me out too.
yeah,
Sorry. That freaks me out too. The Latin, when they start
oh,
speaking Latin, oh,
yeah.
that's
We don't
creepy.
do back bends. Don't be walking on your
No.
hands. Don't be
Mm-mm.
talking Latin.
Nope. No figure eights.
Not
No.
not up in
No.
here.
No.
Not up in
Pass. Hard pass on that.
fast. So, right after this incident with the board, Evans had come into the bathroom to find he had a little baby daughter, and she was in the bathtub, and the water was just about to cover her face. The mother had
Ugh.
actually come in, which is this is also a no-no, okay? You can't leave
Yeah.
babies alone. You can't just set
Yes.
them in a bathtub. I'm not trying to shame here, but I'm just saying, because no one knew what was about to happen. But even still, like the accidents in my mind, I'm like, can that baby sit up on its own? What if it like fell backward? I don't. Anyway, that was as
Right.
a mom. I'm like, "Ugh."
Mm-mm.
But but the mom, Darren's girlfriend, had brought the baby in, put her in the tub, walk away for a moment, and by the time Darren had walked in, the water had turned on by itself and was about ready to
Oh
completely
my gosh.
overcome the baby.
That's so scary.
So scary. So they saved the baby. The next day, the baby had to be, after that, had to be rushed to the hospital for an internal infection that had just started happening to this baby.
Wow.
The baby was in isolation for 14 days, and even to this day, the doctors still didn't know what was wrong with the baby. I mean, she just kind of got better, but was in there for weeks. So
Poor baby.
I know, right?
Yes.
Evan claims that even his girlfriend, after this whole Ouija incident, went into a long trance-like state. Her personality began to change from being a very sweet, happy person to then withdrawn and kind of uncaring. And this concerned him because Zozo had told him he was going to possess her and eat her soul.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, if that was what he was told, and then suddenly he sees her in a trance, I would say I would be disturbed too. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, for most of us, um, this would make us want to stop using
Yeah,
Ouija board. I'm just
right.
saying.
Yeah, let's burn that thing. How about?
Yes. Set it on fire. Take the
Yes.
ashes, bury the ashes deep in the ground of a field many miles away from your house, and never use it
Right.
again.
Yes.
That was not the case here. He had continued to use the board, even though
Ah,
his baby almost died. His girlfriend is now clearly not herself. He has another session with the Ouija board. He he's now directly talking to Zozo. And here is the other thing I do want to add about if you have an experience with a Ouija board in which Zozo comes onto the board. From what I understand, if you ever use a board again, you're going to always get Zozo. You could go buy another
mm,
board, you could make your own board. Once he's chosen you, that's it. Like you can't, there's no, you're not going to be
like
talking to
bound
anybody else.
to him.
A bit.
Oh,
That's what, from what I understand, and this is, honestly, this is what's happening to Darren because now he's just
that's
getting bored and
terrible.
it's just Zozo from here on out. And years later, as we continue with the story a little bit more, you'll see. I mean, he has other boards, he's done other things, he has worked with other people, like nowhere near his home, and he's gonna get Zozo. That's just how it
Wow.
goes. So, so he's having a session, another Ouija board session. He's now directly talking with Zozo, of course. Um, Says to Zozo jokingly, "What should I name my band?" And Zozo replies, "Iron Tongue." Later that night, his daughter's tongue begins to swell and stiffen to the point where she's almost now choking. She can't breathe,
What?
and they have to take her back to the hospital again. She eventually recovers. But what else has to happen?
Oh my gosh, dude, just stop. Get rid of that thing.
Yeah. I mean, what more has to happen? I mean, I'm thinking at this point, Zozo has just got a hold over him. I mean, this is the only
Yeah,
logical explanation, and I'm giving this guy
right.
a shot, right? I'm giving him a chance to be like, I couldn't help it. Now I'm now under some type of, I don't even want to say possession, probably more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Doesn't it start with an O?
Mm, maybe, but he's definitely got control. He's almost like a puppet. He's like
Yes.
Zozo's puppet, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And so oppression,
Oh,
oppression.
yes,
This is
right.
what I'm thinking. It's
Hmm.
maybe more of an oppression where there's just such an influence. Now he can't break away from that. This is what I'm going to give the guy because well, there's no other explanation. Because what should have happened is when things started acting crazy, your girlfriend is clearly not right. Your baby is, almost died 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, no more. But he goes on. At this point, guests who have stayed over at the Evans house have claimed to hear voices coming from inside the walls. Um,
Ooh.
I know. Evans and his girlfriend they've seen moving objects, shadow figures. The lights are going on and off. Doors are opening and closing. And we have, here's another one for you, Jamie. There is a sudden infestation of spiders.
Ah,
These things would come out of nowhere and, from what I understand, literally pour onto the floors or through the walls out of
you,
nowhere.
you know what that reminds me of? The same thing happened to us, except for with wasps and bees in
And
our
people
house in
have
Lamar.
experienced similar things with like flies, right? You hear this?
Yeah.
particular type of
Yep.
bugs. Before you know it, out of nowhere, there you have this infestation of
Yep.
bugs out of nowhere, right? So yeah.
Yes. I'm aware. Mm-hmm.
So this began happening at their house as well. Now, Darren's girlfriend's brother has moved. He moves in and said he can't sleep at night because he is kept awake by the conversations that are going on from inside the walls.
Oh,
Yeah. And in his words, he said the things that were being said sounded demonic. His words. I
ooh.
don't know exactly what that means, but
Yeah.
I probably was. Um, And then Darren and his girlfriend, at one point in their room, out of nowhere, they're asleep in bed, and this deep, scary, loud laughter comes out of thin air in
Ah,
their bedroom. Right. Um,
this guy just like he's into it. Why has he not like done something about it by now? This is crazy. Yeah.
I I'm not saying this would be me because it wouldn't be me. Because I mean, obviously, I have
Yeah.
an interest in this. We do a show on it.
Right. Yeah.
However, I mean, there comes a time where the interest has to be set aside, right? The
Right. Right.
curiosity, the like, wow, this is
Yeah.
for real, right? And you have to go seek help
Right.
because you
Well, my
can't.
thing is, if he knows it started when he started using the Ouija board, like start there. You know what I mean? And see if you can fix these things by getting
Absolutely
rid of it. I don't know.
right.
Just start there anyway.
Right. So anyway, it's
Whew.
just crazy to me. But there was another night, Darren woke up feeling hands around his throat, and he began to be getting choked. He opens his eyes. Of course, no one is there, but he still has the sensation of he's being choked. He said, but after it felt like an eternity, the hands finally released from his throat. And the same thing happened the next night to his girlfriend.
Oh,
Right.
awful.
Here's what I find really interesting about the relationship between Darren and Zozo. There's um there's this part where it's like Zozo's hanging around. This is what he wants to do. He wants to be there. He does things to almost kill you, but he doesn't. I'm not saying that he couldn't. I'm just saying, is this something he just enjoys
He's
scaring
toying
people?
with them.
Right,
Yeah. Ugh.
right. Getting really close to death, as if to say, I could do this, but now I'm choosing not to. I'm just going to have fun with you for the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
Right, which is just awful.
Yes.
So finally, one day, Darren is having a conversation with his brother. They're discussing how Darren is now feeling cursed, which course, of course, you would begin to feel cursed.
Yeah.
Um, Out of nowhere, and Darren to this day is not sure why or how it started happening or like what made him do this, but he yells out, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ." They suddenly hear a loud crash that seems to have come down on the roof, but they didn't see anything. Neighbors even heard it. It was that loud. They
Wow.
came over to see if everybody was okay. Darren climbs on the roof to see if something had hit it, but nothing had happened. And shortly after that, it seemed like the house was so much calmer after that. That's all you had to say.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard that it's powerful if you say that.
Powerful
So,
words. Right.
mhm.
So, since we can't keep well enough alone, we know years later, Darren gets the board out again. And at this point, him and his girlfriend have broken up. The mother of his child, they're no longer together. But he has met somebody new. They are, of course, from Michigan because
Oh, Tulsa, Michigan. There we
yes,
go.
this story had to be told, Jamie.
Yes.
But she was in Michigan and, he was in Oklahoma, but he picked up and he moved to Michigan. Um, he would tell his new girlfriend the stories of the things that went on, and she didn't believe it. She said, it's not even
Mm.
possible. There's no way. So he said, I'm going to make a board and I'll show you how it works.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Finally, like years of peace. And he's like, "Oh, you don't believe me? Let me show you how crazy it can get, right?" So they make a board. Zozo immediately pops in, and there he is. Um, so on the board, Zozo spells out the word mirror. And the girlfriend, her young niece, is there because, why wouldn't you have a Ouija board session with the kids around, right?
Right.
And so the little girl, she starts screaming. And they look to see what she's screaming at, and it's because they look at this mirror that's next to them where there's two dark eyes staring at them from this mirror on the wall.
Ooh, creepy.
Yes. His new girlfriend is now fascinated, not freaked out. Didn't scare her. She was like, "Hey, that was kind of cool. Let's go get a board of our own." And she ran out and she got,
Oh no.
yeah, she got a glow in the dark Ouija board so that, she could do
Oh.
it at night, turn the lights off and have it glow.
This
Um,
is so crazy.
I know, so they could communicate more. Um, on a particular session, and it sounds like they did multiple ones again, but on a particular one, it was Darren and his girlfriend. They decided to ask Zozo if he could show himself, and he said he would. He told them to turn off the lights and take a picture above the board. So they did, and in the photograph, now I have not seen the photograph. I don't even know if it's out there. I would love it if it was.
Yes.
Love to see this. Um, but according to Darren, if you look at the photograph, you can see multiple winged skeletons hovering above the board.
That's so creepy.
Right.
This is freaking me out.
Right.
Yeah.
So after that particular session, Darren said he would never touch another Ouija board again. But that was a lie.
Yeah.
The lie detector says that was a lie. Because, and I
Yep.
know this because, I love my ghost adventures. There is an episode where Darren Evans is a guest on the show. The Ghost Adventures comes on, they do an investigation of his current home. And now I'm trying to remember, I have to rewatch the episode. It's actually it's one of my favorite episodes because the
I'm
whole
gonna
thing
have
is,
to check it out.
oh my gosh, the whole thing is just crazy to begin with. So I'm not actually sure where he's living. It is him and his girlfriend. I don't believe it's the same girlfriend. I could be wrong,
Okay.
but
Yep.
I think this is a different person that is on this episode. And they get out the Ouija board and they contact Zozo. Sure enough, it's going back and forth, ZO, ZO, ZO. And
Man.
they're asking questions. And at one point, his girlfriend just kind of disappears. Like they're all in a room together. The girlfriend just disappears. They actually get quite worried about her and they start looking for her. They go outside. They find her wandering around outside with her pants unbuttoned.
Oh, weird.
It has been told and said Zozo is a bit of a perv.
Perv.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He is a sexual demon, and people have said they've experienced Zozo attempting any type of
Wow.
sexual acts, and he doesn't care. He's not,
Yeah.
he's gender fluid, by the way, everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're a
Yeah.
man or a woman.
Huh.
He likes it all. And but she, yeah, they found her, and her pants were unbuttoned, and she couldn't even remember how she had gotten down the stairs. Cameras
Oh,
eventually,
wow.
they showed their stationary cameras had picked her up just kind of wandering out. And then she says
That's
she
so
doesn't remember
crazy.
what happened. And I guess here's my thing, like, I don't know. You know, this is now Darren's thing. But I like why you're everyone around you is being now affected. Like what more has to happen? I just don't know. So,
Exactly.
to
What I
me,
was, oh, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
please. No, please.
What I was thinking is, I wonder if he thought that all he had to do was rebuke him in the name of Jesus Christ and he would go away again, since it already worked for him once and
Sure.
now he's picked it back up. And so I wonder if he thinks, oh, I can just say that at any time and things will
Sure.
go back to normal
Sure.
again.
Sure.
So that I don't know, that's my thoughts on it. But how long does he let it go
Right,
hurting people and, before he
right,
stops it.
right.
So,
And I have to imagine even to this day, Darren is still around. And I would love to know the last time he picked up a Ouija board. The episode of Ghost Adventures is a little bit older now. I have to imagine, like, I just don't know if he can stay away.
yeah, it sounds like he's addicted to it in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And after, doing more research on this story, it really reminded me too of when we had my daughter Gabby on and we talked about the investigation that we were going to go to.
Right.
We had had some friends ask us to come over because her stepson had become pretty much obsessed with using Ouija boards to the point where
Right.
he was creating them. Like they couldn't take them away. He would just make a new one.
Oh, wow.
Right. And so, I don't, I mean, it sounds like things are better that way. I don't know. We didn't end up going. At that point, Gabby had then refused. She had an
Right.
experience and she was just like, we should not go. Um, yeah. So, was Zozo with him and kind of, I mean, and you had a completely different demon. I would have been
Right.
I probably would have like lost my mind of doing research if it said, one of the names that Zozo
Death.
goes by is
Right.
death. I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, I would,
Exactly.
and that's a possibility, and we just haven't
I
heard
mean, they lie too.
a
So,
lie. And Seth it's a name, right? It's a
hmm
name. It's a
hmm
it's
Yeah.
a man's name. And so
Right.
it could be totally something that he would say to just lie about it. So who knows?
That's true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just I think it's just best to don't don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't
Don't
do
do it.
it.
It's too risky. I've heard too many stories of things happening
Hmm.
with playing with Ouija boards. So this is your warning, guys. Don't do it. They're interesting. The history is cool. I mean, there's lots of stories out there that will freak you out, but we're not recommending you play with them.
No,
No,
not at
don't.
all. And of course, there's lots of movies out too. Like there's even a Zozo movie that's kind of
Hmm.
based, and from what I understand, Darren is even in this movie.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I think it's like from
Wow.
2012, 2014, something like that. And then, of course, there's a whole series of films on Ouija boards. There's some newer films too about Ouija
Yeah,
and things like that. So, yeah, it's a symbol, right? It's such a
it is.
symbol
Yeah,
of I'm not even going to say anything demonic, just the spirit world in general. It's very symbolic. And I wonder if back in the 1890s, they would have even known what they were getting themselves into. So anything can kind of attach itself to that board and communicate with you, and you don't know who you're talking to. It's stranger danger, everybody.
that's right.
Oh,
That's right. You
yeah,
never know who you're gonna get or what you're
yeah,
gonna get.
spirit,
Yeah,
stranger danger. So
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Ouija board? What are your thoughts on the situation here with Darren Evans?
Oh, I'm like you. I think they're cool to look at. I love the history of them. I didn't know some of the things that you had talked about in the beginning when you were talking about the history, and that was very fascinating to me. And
Hmm?
I think it's interesting that they can be used as a tool to talk to, the spirit world. I wonder why they have they seem to attract the evil spirits, though.
Sure, right.
That's what's fascinating to me
That's what it
because,
seems like.
yeah, because, spirit boxes and stuff, there's, ways to communicate or at least, as far as I know, we're hearing from the spirit world that way, but it doesn't seem like demons attach themselves to that as much as they do a Ouija board. So I'm wondering if there's why, what is it? Is it, the way the letters are, the way it is, you know, constructed, Is it the planchette? Is it, what? what is it about the Ouija board that makes it so attractive to demons, I guess, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
So I don't know. It's so fascinating. I still think they're really, I mean, they're cool in the way that I want to study them, you know what I mean? But not cool in the way I'm not going to mess with them.
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But yes, very good stuff. Those were very interesting. My mom has had stories about one that did not, wouldn't, she had one, this was years and years ago, and my sister was really little. My brother, my younger brother and sister, they were still pretty young. But it wouldn't talk to her. I mean, it would refuse to talk to her, and she would have to have someone else,
Hmm.
kind of asking the questions, and it called her an old queen and would just like be really mean to her.
Wow.
But it loved whatever the spirit was, loved my sister and started being real creepy and asking questions and talking about her being at school and just getting really too personal. And so mom immediately burned it.
Hmm.
Just burned the Ouija board
Burn
and
it.
never got one again.
Hmm.
But I don't remember all the details, but it was creepy enough to where she was like, I'm done,
Right.
with this Ouija board. So,
I love your
yeah.
mom is in the back right now.
Yeah. Did you see her? You want to say hi, mom? She's got her a different mask on now. So, yeah.
Hey, did it work,
Yeah.
kid?
Hello, I love it. I love it.
We didn't get to see the previous mask. It was the what are those? They're like ultraviolet rays
Yeah,
or
it's like an
something. Yeah.
ultraviolet mask. It's
Yeah.
almost like a hockey mask.
Yeah, it
It's
looks almost
not, but
like a
it
Michael Myers mask but lit up or something. Yeah. It was wild. But anyway, now she's got a different mask on. So,
Ivanel.
yeah.
I love it. Yeah, Ivanel was giving me like Mrs. Doubtfire vibes
Yeah.
with her white mask. I thought that was great.
That's right. But anyway, but yeah, so mom had to burn a Ouija board before.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
creepy stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's a dangerous tool
it
sometimes.
is. It is.
Yeah, but those are my stories. I mean, you can go online and find so many more. This is just the tip of the iceberg of
Yes.
stories that you can hear. So many people have them out there. True, maybe untrue, maybe people fictionalizing some things, but still, it's
Yeah,
still interesting, right? They're fun, spooky stories to hear about. Uh,
they are.
So yes, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so that's my
Good stuff. Good.
League of Ouija boards, and I will probably still buy more myself.
Don't play with them.
I'll play with them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good stuff. I'm so glad you covered that. We have mentioned it, like you said,
Yeah,
so many times. It was time to use it as a topic for
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
good
Perfect
stuff.
time of year to talk about the Ouija board because I have a feeling, even though we told them no, Jamie, it's the time of year where people get them out.
Exactly.
Any
That's
time of
right.
year. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
We say
and
don't do it.
I have to add this because I remembered so recently, we just talked about we were going to the Rhodes Hotel,
Yeah.
and I received rules what what we can and can't do, what to bring, right? I forgot one of the rules is no Ouija boards at the hotel.
Oh, there you go.
I know. They're
But
like,
we can bring other tools, but no
no
Ouija
Ouija
board.
boards.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay.
Isn't that
It,
interesting?
yeah. I mean,
It's
there
a
must be a
rule.
reason. So,
That's what I'm wondering. And I feel like I'm going
yeah.
to ask. I'm going to be like, why can't we? Is there a reason?
Yeah,
What happened? Maybe
exactly.
it's just, maybe they're just like preventatively, like, just don't do it.
Right.
But I'm going to ask. And then we'll
Yeah.
get back to you all and find out why the Rhodes Hotel says no Ouija boards.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Do you want to
Well,
get
good
into
stuff.
some spooky movies?
I do.
Jamie and I have been bringing you a scary movie each week, something we love and we want to share with all of you since it's spooky season. Jamie, what do you have for us today?
I have a 1997 film, The Cube, or it's just called Cube. Keep wanting to call it The Cube, but it's just Cube.
Okay.
It's very claustrophobic. It's
Mm,
another kind of psychological mind-bending thriller, which I love so much. It's definitely a cult classic. It's directed by Vincenzo Natali.
okay.
The film drops a group of strangers. So there's six strangers, I believe, in
Mm.
a um, just a massive, mysterious structure. They just wake up there
Oh,
in
wow.
a structure made. It's an interlocking cube shaped room.
Okay.
So uh, it's kind of like what do you call it? When you're trying to escape room. It's kind of like
Oh,
a
like an
giant,
escape
like
room?
an escape room. Yes.
Okay.
So this was
Okay.
before escape rooms were cool, you know? Um,
Before
but
we were
you
purposely putting ourselves in claustrophobic situations and making money to
exactly.
do so. Yes.
Yes, yes. So it's in and it's interlocking cube. So there's different rooms, but it's just this cube. And they have to figure out there's clues and they have to figure out how to survive that room. So, they might be decapitated or but there's no backstory for any of the characters.
Okay.
So it's just basically a stripped down concept. There's no
Okay.
backstory. There's no clear reason why the characters are there. They're just desperate. I mean, they have this desperation to escape. They wake up, they're in this place, no reason, no idea why, with people they don't know.
Mhm.
And so there's a lot of tension. They have to learn to work together to escape. There's a lot of personalities that clash. There's a lot of paranoia that takes over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a survival horror, you know?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and it's in kind of a psychological experiment,
Okay.
of
Mhm.
how if strangers ended up in the situation,
Oh, sure.
how do they survive?
Right.
The film was praised for doing a lot with little, so it was basically a minimal set, low budget, but very creative, like high
Hmm.
creativity. It also sparked sequels. There was a Japanese remake,
Oh,
but the original, remains effective. It's
right.
perfect for people that like the puzzle box horror, like Saw,
Oh, sure. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So a low runtime and just tension through the whole thing. It's
Okay.
just high tension. But it also raises big questions about human behavior under pressure,
Okay.
and
Yes. Sure.
especially,
Which
yeah,
can
if
be
you're put
scary in its on itself. How other
exactly,
humans are going to act in a time of crisis.
yeah,
That's scary enough.
it is, yeah.
Hmm.
And especially with strangers, like nobody knew anything about the other person.
Okay.
And they're already confused and they're stuck, so it's claustrophobic, it's confusing, there's tension, they're trying to like fight for their lives
Mm.
and work together to make it out of this cube and
Wow.
survive. So it kind of feels like a nightmare logic puzzle or a nightmare escape room that's like
Wow.
you're really going to die if you don't escape. So it's kind of one of the most uh trapped together, horror films. The best one that I've ever watched. So
Okay.
that's my
Okay.
recommendation
I love
for
that.
the week. Yeah.
If everyone couldn't tell by my like surprise and reaction to this, I have not seen this movie.
Oh, you got
I've
to check
got
it
to
out.
see this.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I'm surprised. I didn't know about it. 1997. I graduated high school in 97, so I'm shocked like this wasn't something I would have seen. But I'm
Yeah.
checking it out now because that sounds really freaky.
Yeah, it's really freaky. And when you talked about devil, it kind of reminded me. I mean, that was just an elevator, but that
Yeah.
claustrophobic
Hmm.
feel,
Yeah.
which is terrifying to me in itself.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, and I think it is for a lot of people. And when filmmakers are making movies using that as an element, that alone is a horror movie for somebody, right? I mean, just that.
Yeah, it
Ugh.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
claustrophobia. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know. And strangers, I mean, just the confusion of it all. It's very high tension through the whole thing.
I'm
So
excited.
check it
I'm gonna have
out.
to check that out for sure. Okay, cool, cool. My pick this week is a film called You're Next. It
Mm.
is from 2011, rated R. Here for
All
it.
right. Yeah.
It's directed by Adam Wingart and written by Simon Barrett. And these two work together. I mean, this is just and we've seen this, we've talked about this with some of our other films. You get these teams, which I love. You get a writer and a director, and they're making horror magic. So these guys are actually known for the first couple VHS films. Have you seen any of the
Oh,
VHS?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those
So
are creepy.
they did a couple stories, one from the first one from the second one. These guys are the ones who did the 2016 Blair Witch remake.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes. And then recently they've been working on Godzilla films. They've been doing Godzilla versus Kong and Godzilla versus or Godzilla. I don't know what it's X Kong. I don't know what that means. If
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
I don't either.
Godzilla and Kong may be working together now, but it is called the New Empire. But this is what these guys have worked on, and I'm telling you, your next is by far one of my favorite horror films. It was a surprising film for me. I don't even know how I came about watching it. I remember when it came out, but I don't think I saw it when it first came out. But I watched it and I was sucked right in. It's awesome. The premise is Aubrey and Paul Davidson. They are celebrating their wedding anniversary, so they invite
Oh,
their family to their estate, which is actually this big, beautiful home, right? In the middle of nowhere, of course, because that's the perfect setting, right,
yes.
for a horror film. The family is a bit broken, and you kind of pick that up a little bit as the story goes along. You can see not, it's mostly, siblings, and clearly there's some tension between a lot of the siblings. You don't know exactly why at first. Um, and so they just thought this would be a good way just to get everybody to come together. But suddenly the house is attacked by assailants wearing animal masks, which is kind of freaky, like sheep masks and
Yeah, that
yeah,
would really freak me out for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I
just
don't
the
like that.
sight of them is very scary. Um,
Yeah.
so the attackers are actually not prepared because one of the guests in the house has a very hidden talent of fighting back. Um, so a couple of the characters in the story, it kind of focuses a lot on the girlfriend played by Sharni Vinson, Australian actress, I believe. And, she's coming, this is the first time she's meeting her boyfriend's family,
Oh, okay.
kind of coming into the situation, not really knowing what the heck is going on. And of course, here they are gathered together, and then suddenly they're all attacked. So it's them trying to, very much like your choice this week, they're in one spot. They got to figure out how to survive and get out of this situation.
Yes.
It is probably by far one of the most amazing home invasion films I've ever seen. Lots
Ooh,
of tension because obviously they're being attacked, but there's also like tension between the characters. There's clearly something going on, and you don't really get the full
right.
story until kind of the end. It does have some gory kills in it.
Yeah.
Very well written. This is so well written because the surprises and the twists in this movie, this is what really got me is you just don't see it coming. You don't see it
Right.
coming at all. And that's what I love because I think I literally was like, oh, what? Like,
Yeah, I love
what?
that. I love
Yeah.
surprises.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's so hard today to surprise us anymore, isn't
it
it?
is. Mm-hmm.
It's very hard. Like sometimes I feel like, oh, we've seen it all. And then you
Exactly.
find a film and you're like, oh, they got me. They
They
got me
got
on
me.
that one.
Yep.
See that coming?
Yes.
Um, so one of the things I've noticed I pay attention to in horror films is the beginning, like
Mm.
beginning of a horror film. And I feel like more and more lately, I would say, especially, okay, so for me, when it kind of started, when I saw the beginning of a horror film and I was like, oh shit, was when I saw Scream, right?
Oh, yeah, for
Right?
sure. Yep.
So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Scream, I'm going to talk about it right now. So, Scream came out, that had to have come out same, 97, right? 96,
I
97.
think that's right.
I
Yeah, it's
feel
around
like,
that time.
yeah, I feel like I was also like, had just gotten
Late
out of high school
90s for
or
sure.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it was a big deal. The movie poster had come out, and the fact that Drew Barrymore was in it, right?
Right.
She hadn't you didn't really see her in anything quite like
No.
this. And it gets you immediately when she dies, right in the beginning. And I'm telling you, and it was such a smart idea to do this
Yep. It was.
because we all went, oh shit, like no one's safe. If they just killed off Drew Barrymore for
They
crying.
just killed her right away. Yeah. It was 1996.
Okay,
I just looked it up.
okay,
1996. So
that
right
makes
around the
sense.
same time. Yep.
Okay. So when you see things like that happen and you know you're in for a wild ride. And so for me, that's the
Yep.
first time I remember seeing an intro to a horror film. And so now I pay super close attention to the beginning of horror films.
Yep.
Um, I say this because to me, Your Next has one of those intros. It seems like something so harmless. And at the time you see it too, you're like, how you think for a second, okay, how is this going to associate with what I'm about to see? And then eventually it
Right.
all comes around. But in the moment when you're seeing it, you're like, the hell? And
Yeah.
one of the things that makes the intro to this film so great for me is they play a song. It's by a Dwight Twiley band called Looking for the Magic. Everyone look it up. It's this
Okay.
song is so catchy and it's happening
Yeah. I'll have to
while this
check it
horrible
out.
thing is going on. And I kind of like things like that. Like you get this great song that is actually probably juxtaposed with the thing that's going on. Like you might have something
Uh-huh.
so upbeat and then something terrible is happening while this is going on, right?
Right.
So,
Yep.
so yeah, look up Dwight Twiley bands, Looking for the Magic. I'm telling you, I have it on my playlist and I actually play it regularly and it makes me
That's
this film. I
awesome.
just love it. Um, and I know we're supposed to just be talking about one movie, I know, but if we're talking about intros, I can't help but mention my absolute favorite intro to probably a horror movie for sure, that sucked me in. Have you ever seen the movie It Follows?
Yes, I have seen
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I hadn't thought about it in a long time, but yes,
Um,
creepy.
for
Mhm.
me, the beginning of that movie, I was so in it right from jump. And I'll spoil it a little bit if you don't want to hear, shut us off now. But if you haven't seen It Follows, check it out. It's filmed in Michigan, by the way, everybody filmed in Michigan.
Oh,
I have
okay.
quite a few friends who actually worked on this movie. It uses some great locations as well, like the Redford Theater. And I love it
Okay.
because sometimes the Redford Theater will play It Follows. And they have these
Ooh.
shots in the movie where if you've seen the movie, they're at this movie theater watching a movie. Well, it's the Redford Theater. And you see
Uh-huh.
them leaving because the Redford has this great marquee out front and the whole thing.
Yeah,
So if you're actually like, I have to go see this movie while being in the theater where
that's
it's watching a
awesome.
movie.
That is amazing. Yes.
Right? How cool is that? And fun fact about the Redford Theater, The Evil Dead premiered at the Redford Theater.
Oh,
Yes, because why can't the director, I can't remember who did Evil Dead. He's from Michigan. But anyway, I don't know. It's cool. Um, but to me, like It Follows is another one that has this beginning that sucks you right in. You're like, what the hell is happening? And it happens, and then boom, you go right back in, you go into this other story. And you're like, what?
yes.
So
That's
I feel
awesome.
like more and more films, more and more today, I would say, like, in the last 25, 30 years,
Hmm.
you're seeing more and more of that. And I love
Yep.
that
Me too.
because it sets you up. It just sets you up for like you
Yep.
you feel chaotic almost. Like what am I
Uh-huh.
about ready to see? So it's one of the
That's a good
things
sign.
I love about Your Next is just the opening scene and then you just kind of go into this other story and you almost forget about what you just saw in the
Oh,
beginning and then
yeah.
but it
That's
all
great.
ties together and I just love this movie. So I know it's streaming right now and I kind of
I'll
want to
check it
say
out.
Peacock has it.
Okay. Awesome.
Double
I'm gonna
check.
check it out.
Everyone check out Your Next if you haven't seen
Yes,
it
that's
yet.
awesome. I'm gonna definitely check that out. I was gonna say Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, yeah,
Shame
for the
on
Evil
me. I
Dead.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember his name, but yeah, Sam Raimi. director of Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness.
Yep.
Um, yes,
And then
yes.
I also wanted to say I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street
Oh,
this week.
yes,
And that was one of my favorites. So that was a 1984. And that's also has a great opening where the character that starts it is immediately,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
brutally,
yes,
brutally killed. So, but that's Wes Craven also. And so Wes Craven was Scream.
yes.
And so it has that same kind of, I think he's really good at those beginning hooks, in the
He
movies.
is.
So
Wes Craven may have
that,
even been, ahead of his time almost.
yeah,
With
right.
the stuff that you see
Yeah,
for now. So, clearly influenced other filmmakers too. But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street is classic. Wes
It
Craven
is
to me
classic.
is
Yep.
by far one of the best directors. And Gone Way Too Soon.
I know.
Feel like he could have. I would
Yeah.
like to have seen more from Wes Craven.
Yeah.
He's iconic. So, yeah.
So the Nightmare on Elm Street, and I didn't even make the connection really until I watched it this past
Mhm.
week. But that was in 1984. So that was right around the time I was having sleep
Oh
paralysis.
gosh.
And so this one really got to me, And so
Oh,
as I
for
was
sure.
watching it, I'm like, no wonder this movie freaked me out and left, so it made such an impact on me because I was experiencing sleep paralysis at that
Yes.
time. And so this was like way too close to home for me. But I hadn't seen it in probably 15 years when
Okay.
I
Yeah.
watched it.
Been a while for me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It holds up. It holds up. He
It
was,
does. Yes, I
yeah,
believe that.
yeah.
Believe that. I think it's a classic.
So,
I think it should be on
mhm.
people's list to watch, this time of year.
Yeah.
When I started so that's how I got started watching horror films. I watched my
Uh-huh.
very first was not the original, but I jumped in at Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. I
Oh,
started at
okay.
4, so I didn't know the history. Um,
Right.
and I remember completely. I know this sounds so silly, but I'm telling you, seeing this movie was one of the things, it sticks out so much in my mind that
Uh-huh.
I felt like it probably impacted who I am today, which sounds so
Yeah.
silly, but of my love of horror, and it just
Uh-huh.
clicked. And I
Right.
remember to my friend from elementary school, Liz Kitchen, who is we're still friends to this day. She's my attorney today.
Oh, wow, cool.
Thank you to her. She really introduced me to horror. Like I'd go to her house and we would watch Lost Boys like all the time. Like
Oh, nice.
she got me right into this. But I remember her bringing probably a VHS copy of it.
Yeah.
She came to my house and spent the night. I remember my parents, like the four of us, sat and watched Nightmare on Elm
Wow.
Street Part 4.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely saw Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one in the theaters with my parents. So
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. And my little, brothers and sisters. Yeah. It was good. It
Right.
was a family affair. But yeah, it was well done. Yeah, but we actually, I was a guest on Movies We Love, and we talked about Nightmare on Elm Street this
Yeah.
week because yeah. So,
So
yep,
good.
it was a
So
good one.
good. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
have to laugh.
oh,
I mean, listen, I can't even say it's a different time. I have another
yeah,
quick anecdote about this fact because I always say, oh, it's just such an 80s parent thing to do, right? Just you
right.
let your kids watch whatever and they're there watching it with you or whatever the case may be. However, okay, this stuff still exists today. I saw Weapons, right? Have you seen
Oh, I want to
Weapons
see
yet?
that. I haven't seen it yet. I'm dying to.
Here's your
Yes.
freebie, everybody, an extra bonus film to go see. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Weapons. It is an incredible time, I think, right now for horror films in general. It is like, I don't want to say it's a comeback. I don't think it went away, but I'm just saying, like, the stuff that's out
They've
now.
stepped it up.
Oh
They've
my
stepped it up
gosh.
lately. Good
And
stuff.
it's not even like it's we went through the period like we talked about with Blair Witch, right? It's not like
Uh-huh.
the time of found footage. It's not like with
Right.
Scream where it was like the time of, I mean that started a whole different type of genre.
Yeah.
This is this is just creativity all the way around. I
Mhm.
mean, we talked
Yep.
about 28 years later,
Right.
Sinners, um,
Hmm.
good boy, and weapons. I'm a
Yeah.
amazing. And I'll tell you, so I went to weapons in the theater and I'm sitting there. The movie had already begun, but coming down the aisle, well, I don't think the movie, at least maybe the trailers or whatever. So a woman comes walking through, and I kid you not, and I feel like I'm pretty good at this. I worked with children for a really long time, have my own kids. I'm fairly good at, like, I'm sure you are, Jamie. You can look at a child and estimate an age, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this little kid follows this woman right behind. I'm telling you, couldn't have been more than 6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going, oh no.
Oh no.
So,
Yikes. Yeah.
right? And I'm watching this movie, and there are scenes and things, and it's adult, and I'm just like, and so I'm watching the movie, I'm enjoying the movie, but I'm telling you, as a mother, I know that there's this 6-year-old kid up there watching, and I'm
Want to
like,
cover their eyes,
oh my
right?
God,
Their
I'm
ears.
mortified. I'm
Yeah.
mortified, right? And
Yeah.
I bring this up because we talk about how we both, at an early age,
As
started
kids.
doing this,
Yeah.
and like, hey, we're fine. We're fine.
Right.
We're just talking
Yeah.
about it now. That's what we do. I'm
Exactly.
sitting there and I'm so sorry because I don't want to spoil, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I have to say this because here I'm thinking this poor little kid has been drugged by, a mom. And I
Yeah.
know it was dark, but even possibly she might have looked even a little old enough to maybe be grandma.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
there is a part, I'm just going to say, someone gets hit by a car and the
Oh,
theater is quiet, and you hear this little kid start cracking up.
no. What? Oh, no. That's not what I expected.
Oh,
I thought when you said I thought you were for sure going to say cry.
I was like, okay, never mind. Clearly, this kid is a psychopath.
Wow.
Like,
Maybe he's the reason why they were there.
that's what
Maybe
I'm
he
thinking.
was like, we have to go see
See
weapons,
that?
Grandma.
I really do. When
Yeah.
theater is quiet after something like that happened, and you hear this little boy voice, and he's like, ah, I was like, oh.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I've been wanting to share that story because it has like rocked my world since seeing Weapon.
wow.
Yes, yes.
Huh.
So, and here I am still
Interesting.
telling my little boy, I'm like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm still
Wow.
telling Hayden he can't watch Beetlejuice, but the six
Right.
year old is like yucking it up at
Laughing.
weapons. All right.
That's so crazy. That's
I
so
know.
crazy.
I know.
Wow. And that's on my list. I really want to watch Weapons. I looked to see where it was streaming and it is on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, but you got to pay for it. So I think
Yeah.
I'm going to because I want to see it
Do
so
it.
bad. So
Do
yeah.
it. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, some people are even like, I've got friends who are like, it's made my top 10 list of films. Like, not just
Okay.
horror. It is
Yeah.
making like top, this is my top
Wow.
films of the year. So, and I believe it. It's good. You meet people, you talk with people,
Yeah.
like, I don't get it. But then you
No,
unfriend
I
them on
have not heard
Facebook, just like
anything.
Oddity. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They got to go.
Right. No, I don't know. I've heard nothing but good things about weapons. So yeah, exactly. They gotta go if they don't like oddity. That's so funny. Well, awesome. Well, I guess we had a lot of movies to talk
We
about
did.
this
I'm
week.
sorry. Yes.
No,
Which is
I love
only
it. It's
one.
great. Bonuses. It's bonuses, people.
It is. Yeah. Just go see all the movies. See them.
Yes,
Gotta watch them
that's
all.
right.
Yes. Yes. So yes, my pick this week was your next, but
Woo!
we had so many others that have just are, yeah, just so great.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So please
Yay.
enjoy any of these horror movies during spooky season time. It's the best time of year to do that.
Yes.
All right.
My favorite time of year.
It is. It really is. It's the most
Yes,
wonderful time of the year.
it is. It is. All right.
All
Well,
right, but
awesome.
yeah, I think that's our show this week.
Yeah, thanks for
Good.
listening,
Yes.
tuning
Yes.
in. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the comments. And we've had several people write in with stories. And yeah, so we appreciate it. Keep it coming.
Amen. We love it. We love it. We want to hear film recommendations because,
Yeah,
I mean, Jamie has given us a couple I've not seen. I've
and
given
you
some
too.
Jamie hasn't seen. So I think it's great. I think it's
Yeah,
really good. So, yep. So, lesson this week, everybody, go watch some horror films. Do not use your Ouija board.
that's right.
So, you're learning lessons on our show.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
learning, yeah.
We are learning. All right, everybody. Yes, don't forget if you have a story of your own, you can reach out to us at unexplainedarchives@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We have all kinds of pictures and fun things we like to share. We'll have more this week tied into our stories from this week. And have an awesome week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.